Don't know if my audio works well. Is there a way for me to test whether my audio works? Okay, let me try to visit the stream myself. Just a second. Okay, I'm trying to visit the stream myself on my phone to see if the audio works. Uh, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if it's because I am actually speaking whilst I have my phone nearby, then it's kind of having that sound. Whoa, what's that? What's that noise? That is so bad. I don't think there's anything on YouTube to check or fix this. I don't know where that sound is coming from. Uh, Let me see, does this work? Yeah, the sound still. Okay, let me try this one. Is this working? I'm still not able to verify. Uh, okay. I have to try using a streaming service next time. Wait, is this really? Is it because I'm sitting here? Because the noise is too bad. I guess there's no other way for me to really verify. But I think I've spent enough time going over this. So let's just go ahead. Let's see. try that again. And then let me share this. Okay, this becomes a bit weird. Uh, okay, yeah. Let's first share. Let me first share my screen. So I think I started a bit too early. Um, Let me rant on a bit at least till it's time. So I'm trying to see what Teso has here because basically I was using this package right here, right, which was a third-party package. I think Teso mentioned that they will be working on their own package, and it looks like they have it now officially. So if I come to PHP, I go to the guides, and then I go to Laravel. It looks like they now have like an official um, yeah, official installer. So they have an official package now, which I should be able to switch to, and I will do that on the stream. Um, so in that case, I can be able to run migrations and then, set up my model and stuff. I think, let me see, StreamYard. Yeah, last time I used StreamYard. Yeah, last time I used StreamYard, and I think it worked well though. Because this stream right here with Google is just uh, the YouTube stream is just having this very strange background noise that I just can't figure out. Let me see. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Why? How many updates are there? Okay. Yeah, because last time I used this, right? Yeah, yeah. And I created a live stream and it didn't have, that background noise. So either I used that, I don't think you are able to necessarily like switch the context. Um, because I just can't verify. I don't think, and I don't know if anyone is on stream. I don't think anyone is. So I'm not able to kind of verify, but this noise is just weird and quite loud. With StreamYard, I didn't have anything like that, so I'm just also not sure. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay. So the next time I think I'll go for StreamYard. I think. Okay. Yeah, I think I can probably begin. Yeah. So hi, my name is Lance. I'm a software developer, of course. Else I wouldn't be coding this, I guess. But um, I work at VDC.cloud. I work as a software developer there, and basically what I'm trying to create here with Lava Quick Shift. Of course, we all know that Lava Cloud has launched, right? But what I'm trying to create here with Lava Quick Shift is basically a platform that allows you to be able to host your Laravel applications, built specifically on Google Cloud, and provides, the features like storage and databases and all of the goodies, right? What my aim at the moment with the project, which is at least till the end of March, right, is to be able to launch the project, right, and then get a couple of people on it, right. But because at the moment it's not funded, what I'm looking at would be something like a situation whereby, because we are working in a serverless environment and we are going to be using Google Cloud Run to deploy the applications. So we'll have a situation whereby, maybe you have like um, maybe 10,000 requests free, right, per month, right, to kind of like control the cost, right. And then I see, in time, I then develop and add more features and then add some kind of a pricing plan. And then hopefully that can also help me if I can also get, GitHub sponsors and stuff like that. That can also help me to basically expand whatever number of requests will be available in the free tier, right? Then the idea is, we have the free tier, you can launch your project in the free tier, and then you will be able to just show it around and then test, right? I kind of came up with this idea because, normally I start working on Laravel applications, but then it's kind of like local. If I wanted to do something with, sorry, not Netflix. If I wanted to do something with JavaScript frameworks, it's quite easy to just do, and they have options like Vercel, even Deno, um, Netlify. Sorry, even I think Gatsby also has Gatsby Cloud or something like that. But then when it comes to Laravel, I just find it very difficult. And of course, now Laravel Cloud has made the gateway easy, right? But I'm also hoping to be able to provide an alternative to Laravel Cloud, right? And the idea is that it will be built on what is the name? Sorry, the idea is that it will be built on Google Cloud, right? Of course, and a filament, right? And so in the end, after we are done with the initial version, right, I'm also going to work on the filament plugin, right. And so that plugin could then be freely available, and so you can go to your filament project or your filament admin, just install the plugin, and then you will be able to basically use that as a means to manage your own Laravel application. So you could build your own admin dashboard and then deploy to your own Google Cloud application using your own Google Cloud credentials, right. And so that is kind of like moving towards a goal here to also be able to contribute to open source in that manner. And I think if you at least look at the site, you will see some of the few features that we are offering. Of course, this is local on my machine. But then, of course, if you look at the official website, um, if you look at the official website, that has the same version as what I have in the local, but I'll just refer to the local the same. So we are looking at one-click deployments, right? We are looking at serverless. We are looking at being able to run queues and tasks, which of course would also be serverless, right? So it wouldn't be like it's always running, right? It introduces a very interesting viewpoint though in terms of your Laravel queues, because you are now working in a context where the server is not constantly running, so you cannot do like per second workloads and stuff like that. So it has to be at least by minimum per minute, right? Of course we can configure, because Google Cloud Scheduler is basically the orchestrator of the jobs that we are going to do. So it's kind of like we basically have a job that is serverless, and it's only going to run when needed. And then we are going to use Google Cloud Scheduler to be the orchestrator. So let's say each second, kind of like acting like supervisor, but then it's not an actively running server. So it's also a service that basically can call some kind of um, other service or HTTP endpoint. So in this case, we are going to be using it to call our Cloud Run job to basically say, hey, run this queue, run my Laravel queue for us, right? But then you need to use, supervisor. So you need to use some kind of like something that says, okay, run per minute or something like that. Of course, since you are doing simple cron, we are going to use not Laravel, but I'm just going to use cron, right? Which you can specify more or less. So cron, if you just look at cron, right? It allows you to basically be able to specify with just, stars or some kind of a fixed value time, right? So at a certain point in time that you want it to run, right? So by default, we'll be looking at something like every minute. So something like this, which is basically every minute. So every minute your job will be called, which kind of brings into some considerations. But I don't want to go into that just yet because that will totally divert the stream's attention. But it will introduce some very, interesting approaches, right, in terms of how to have your queues run, right? So it is a consideration if you want to put your queues on Laravel Cloud and then, be able to still run it. You can do it serverless because it would only run when it would only run each minute, for instance, by default, right? But then you have to think about some considerations. Okay, so now if I want to do a per second job, what does it mean? And then also, how do I make sure that my jobs are running on a single server instead of multiple? Because imagine that multiple containers are spin up and they are all running, right? Because one container will be spin up each minute. And so if a job takes more than 1 minute to complete, then another container spins up, right? What does it do? Does it, you know, also run the same job, right? Laravel has some interesting ways to handle that. So when we do get there, we will have a bit of documentation and some best practices, at least when you are using Laravel quick shifts, right? Because it will be a bit different than having a server that is always running, right? You will have traffic splitting, which of course is already available in Google Cloud Run. So you are able to serve a certain percentage of your traffic to maybe a certain version of your application. So each time you deploy your application, you get a new version, right? And so you can list your versions and then you can be able to select a certain version and then split the traffic maybe 70-30 between the latest version and then the previous version. So it's not something that I'm really reinventing, but then it's already available. And then we will, of course, use Secret Manager of Google Cloud for managing our secrets. I will invest a lot more into tutorials and guides, which will not necessarily be for Laravel Quick Shift, but it will be also if you are, hosting Laravel in general, and if you are doing it serverless, how do you go about it? How do you even Dockerize your applications? And just step-by-step guides and tutorials both on the platform and in general hosting Laravel applications. And then of course we will have our logs, but then of course there is the possibility to even integrate with tools like Sentry, which can give you long-term storage. Because what I will be able to provide with Laravel Quick Shift at the moment will be 30 days, which is the default for Google Cloud. But then, of course, for paid customers, I will look at extra options because Google Cloud allows you to retain the logs for longer than 30 days, but then it comes at an extra cost. And so we can basically have a separate Google project for paying, customers, whereby, we store the logs for more amount of time compared to the default 30 days. But that is the goal. That is what I want to achieve with Laravel Quick Shifts. And I hope you kind of join me on this journey. You can always sign up for updates. So if there are any updates, I'll go ahead to post it there. And you can also subscribe to the YouTube to basically get, you know, alerts should I have new streams. And I think that will be introduction of Laravel Quick Shift to myself. I think looking at what we want to do, right? So ideally, we will first kind of, so what I would do just after writing this coding plan, the next thing would be I want to kind of migrate to the official Terso SQLite DB package because I was using this package, and now Terso has, you know, actually they have a default package. Basically, I'm just using SQLite, partly because if you use Google Cloud SQL, it comes at a cost, right? Which I'm not able to afford at the moment. So I'm just using Terso with SQLite, which is cheap, and I even can stay on the free version if I want to. And so I'm able to kind of still be able to offer at least the base database, which will have like, the projects, the applications, the deployments, and everything, and the blog, the docs if needed. I think the docs are just use Markdown files, so probably not needed on Tesla, but if needed, all of that would just be in that database, and then I can basically um, just use Tesla for that because Tesla basically provides you with a SQLite database, but then it just uses HTTPS connection to connect from your application to Tesla, and so you just get a SQLite database, right? Of course, they have some interesting features like embedded replicas, whereby if you have a long running server, so maybe if you are using Laravel QuickShift, I don't, sorry, if you're using Laravel Cloud, I don't know if Laravel Cloud servers stay around or it's kind of like because I think it's serverless in some way. So it's kind of like it will come on and then off. So you're able to scale up and down. So I don't know if the storage is persistent, but maybe on Laravel Forge, that is where you can do something like that, whereby you can use embedded replicas and then basically it will just create a copy of your database locally on your machine, so on your Laravel Forge server, and then it would also have the remote connection. So more or less, when you are reading data, it will just read it from the local one, and then when you are writing data, it will just write it to the remote, and basically sync between the remote and then the local. So you can even set it up such that it periodically, maybe I don't know, for a certain period, it periodically will basically query the remote for updates and then sync it with the local database, right? Or maybe you can just decide to manually trigger a sync after updates. So if there's an update, then maybe you trigger a sync so that you can basically get, a local database and then also, a production or let's say a remote one. So it is very interesting and check it out. You get a lot of stuff even in the free tier, over 500 databases. So you are able to just test out database. I'm hoping that after you are able to launch your application on, Laravel QuickShift, you can just use something like Tersu for your SQLite database and just quickly get started because you can have your application live, right? Just to test, of course, and then you can just have Tersu using SQLite database and you are good to go. No need for, actually provisioning a SQL server. But then, of course, we will also provide a SQL server support, which will be MySQL and then Postgres. But it will start initially with Postgres before we introduce MySQL 2 or MySQL first before Postgres. We will get there. But, of course, you can use this. There is also a very interesting idea with Cloud Run whereby you are able to basically create a Google Cloud Storage bucket, and then you can connect the Google Cloud Storage bucket to your Cloud Run service as a volume and mount it on a certain path. So it is a very kind of interesting take from Google Cloud, but they use FS Fuse, which if you check here, Google Cloud FS. Is it FS? Is it if you so FS mount or something like that? Yeah. So it allows you to mount your storage buckets as a local file system, but then it also has its own limitations. So I wouldn't trust it exactly like 100% to say that, so it has a few limitations, right? So it does not transfer object metadata when uploading files, and there are some few things. You can have some concurrency issues. So it wouldn't be the best, but I want to think of a situation where I can basically launch one bucket, right? Attach it as a volume to those who want a SQLite database, right? And then, it will just be in a certain directory. So your SQLite databases would just be provisioned in a certain directory in the bucket, but then it wouldn't be, it just will be for testing because JCloud Fuse, Google Cloud Storage Fuse has these limitations. And so you are just not sure that someone updating their SQLite database will maybe in time not result in some kind of an issue, right? So it will just be for testing. And those who want, something that you can trust or you can depend upon, you just go for test. So SQLite, at least so we have SQL options available. So the idea right now is I was using this package, which is also very good. But then Tesla now has an official one, so I'm going to be switching to it. So right after the coding plan, so switching to the Tesla, TV. So switching to the Tesla official Laravel adapter or package or something like that, and then on the next stream maybe I'll make it a video. I'll see. What I'm basically going to be doing is I'm going to upgrade a filament and Laravel other packages, right? So I'm just basically going to be because filament version 4 is still not out, so of course we'll stick with version 3. But then I'm depending on a few things from filament. You can even see it from here that even the nav bar and everything is from filament, right? So I just decided to just stick with what that filament has by default. So everything is basically from filament, just a few Tailwind CSS customized styles, but mostly it's from filament. So even the nav bar and everything. But I realized that filament also has been constantly updating it because the last time I basically did an upgrade, everything just broke down. The top bar was behaving weirdly, partly because I think filament actually also updated their top bar. So those changes propagated. So I'll have to in the next stream kind of basically deep dive into that and see what the changes are and then apply them to my copy of the filament top bar and then make the relevant changes because I basically I basically just copied the filament top bar and I made some few changes to it. So you can see from here, I think not here, components, I guess. You go to UI, and then you can see not the UI, or no layouts here. And then you can see, so if you go to app.play.php, right, I got a few things from filament here, right? And then also the top bar is here, the header is here, the footer is here, the user menu is here. So more or less, I kind of copied a lot of what is coming from filament. So I would need to basically do a lot of changes to just make sure that any updates that they do kind of works. I just want to maintain a similar thing and not have to rebuild a lot of things. So I think that would be a tough one probably because they might have made a couple of changes that would break a lot of things. So I will do that, and then after that, the next one will be outlining a project plan, right? So we are going to basically just uh, outline a plan that would be not necessarily our migrations, but then will be our models, and then our structure. So, like for instance, we will have projects, you have teams, and then so you can create multiple teams. You can invite multiple users into the team, and then um, you can be able to basically create applications. So you can create databases and you can create storage and stuff like that all inside the applications. And so the idea is to kind of outline this properly and then we can start, working on it. And yeah, so after we outline the project plan, then we will go ahead to start implement. So this coding plan here would just be, something that we will just revisit, and then we will basically go over as we progress and then make relevant changes. So let me just see. Okay, yeah. Um, Let me just switch context. Okay, so let's first and foremost. Oh, okay. I think when I was showing the coding environment, I wasn't sharing my coding environment screen, so probably no one saw that. Okay, that is fine, I guess. So I'm going to just stop my screen sharing, and then I'm going to share Visual Studio Code. Let's see. Hmm. I don't know why, but unless I share my entire screen, it is basically not able to see the Visual Studio Code window. Why? It's also here. Hmm. Yeah, that is strange. Okay, let me just share the entire stream. I guess my entire screen. I don't think I have anything that I shouldn't be sharing lying around just like that. So it should be fine. Yeah. Okay. So I would need to be switching context to delete or to set my environment variables, I guess. Okay. Um, okay. So let's just go to the official documentation and then let's see what's up. So we will need to set these environment variables, right? The Tesla database URL, and then so I'll set that later on. And we of course need to install this package. So let's do that. Composer requires that. I think this is blocking it, but I'm just basically installing that package. It says I'm using Laravel Herd, and I'm basically using their PHP extensions. I'm sure probably that extension is installed by default because they say to enable the FFI extension. So we have to see. We have to see. Okay, there seems to be some issues. So let's see. Let's see what it is. Failed to load. It could not find. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Install the Tesla Laravel adapter. Yeah. I don't know if you actually need to. No, I don't think this. Yeah. Yeah. So the Laravel adapter should basically do that. Um, Let me see. Composer packages. Ah, and then let me search for the package. Yeah, let's see. Uh, the technical preview. Okay, okay. Should we then just leave what we have to work? Let's see. No, this is exactly what we opened up. Mm, hmm, mm, Mhm. Mm, sorry. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Hmm. I don't know. Let's see. Mm. Specify module not found. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. I don't know if this is. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mm. That isn't really. I think it's more or less this that is the issue. Um, or perhaps I will have to switch to WSL. I just haven't really found the I just haven't really found the need or the character or the time to just even switch to WSL. Uh, hmm. Okay, okay. Let me try just once more to see. I should have performed. Okay, yeah, I can just switch to a different branch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Still the same thing. Let's see. Okay, so I'll just copy. Just copy that, and then let's just put that here. Let's see. No, yeah. No, not PHP. This is just log. So I guess not PHP yet. Let me preview to see. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's comment. Yeah. And so for now, since I've just put it in a different branch, so I think I'll just leave it for now. Um, yeah. So let me just compose and remove it. Let me just compose and remove it. Or what I could actually do is let's just commit this branch, right? I just have some few changes also to the .env that I also need. So let me just commit this branch and then the changes. So uh, it is fine. I think it's fine. Um, okay, yeah, let's use publish branch, which will set the upstream. Um, we'll just set up upstream. I want to do it, but then I'm a bit afraid that maybe one day it will bite me. So I just always use published. So basically, VS Code just takes care of it for me. So yeah, I think I wanted to do that, but I guess that is not doable now. So I think I'm going to end the stream here because um, I don't have anything much to go on. So yeah, so what we're going to do is on the next one, we are just going to focus on. So I'm going to switch back to another branch, and then the focus is just going to be on just how do you call it? What is it that I wanted to say? It's just going to be on upgrading filament, and then the other Laravel, of course, the Laravel 12, and then the other packages. And then, so after that is done, then we will just move ahead to outline the plan, and then we will start basically to implement the plan. So I'll catch you next time. I think next week I will just post on daily.dev. So if you want to, you can just join the daily.dev channel, Laravel Quick Shift, and then you can be able to get updates. Other than that, you can also subscribe to the channel, and then you should be able to also get notifications once a new stream is scheduled. And I think I'm going to look a bit more either into OBB Studio or StreamYard. I think I'll go probably with StreamYard, and then I'll start officially with that because I had that issue initially because of the issue with the audio. So I'm not really sure. I'll have to probably even wait after YouTube officially kind of uploads the live stream. Then I would also check how the audio is myself. But have a good day and see you next time.